So somebody who's listening to the show, they have heard this description of the race and they're interested. But in your opinion, who do you think this race is designed for? Who should consider signing up for the race? Like what kind of personality, what kind of makeup does a person have to run a race like this? Like for
Well,
me, I live in Southeastern North Carolina. I'm terrified of something like this.
you know what? And I think that's a race that you should try to run just for the
All
fact that
right.
it scares you.
Hmm.
And so, and that's exactly right. I have a friend that lives in Florida and he runs Arrowhead 135 every year. He has no cold training at all. And he goes out there and he finishes one Arrowhead 135 every year. And it's like one of those things. It's like White Mountain scared me. I was scared to start the race and I've never been scared to stand on a starting line, but it was just such an unknown. My wife was pissed that I was doing it because she's always my crew chief and she's always out there with me. And she had to like watch my dot from home, because she can't be out there. I mean, she could be at
Yeah.
the start finish line because it's just a loop, but what are you going to be sitting out there for 30 hours waiting on me? So, but I
So,
think it's one of those things. It's like, why not try something that scares you? And I think
yeah.
you'd be the perfect person for it. Like you're an experienced ultra runner. I would not start this as your first ultra because I would say this is kind of like the hard rock, right? You got to be an
Mm.
experienced ultra runner. It's a graduate level type race. Now, I'm not saying people don't go out there and run it for their first, but you got to have an understanding of how to deal with the cold. You have to have an understanding of how to deal with sickness. My feet are hurting. I have a blister. I have this little thing pop up that always pops up, right? It's not if something happens during an
Mm.
ultra, it's when it happens. And you got to be able to learn how to handle it yourself because no one else is out there to handle it for you. And so I do think that it is some sort of graduate level race. I wouldn't jump in there as your first one, but do something that scares you.
Yeah.
Challenge yourself.